guys, it's Steve Allen, X-Men issue 28. It's time. Here we go with a good review of this action-packed and real impacting comics issue from the Axis series tie-in. This is a very highly anticipated issue of Uncanny X-Men for those who saw that preview where Beast actually admits that Scott Summer was right. 4 words you'd never imagined Beast say, and yet he does when coming to the conclusion that they are in this alone with S.H.I.E.L.D. to stop Matthew before he destroys everything. Though that is just the icing on the cake when Scott has already taken that extra step to make a connection to Matthew where everyone else has failed. This was a great issue where Scott was not only able to see what Scott can do when it is his chance to take control of the situation, but to also be able to vent his feelings and opinion on everything that has happened up to this point, to say that Charles Xavier was wrong, and from Scott's perspective show just how hard his time has been as an X-Man, only to have not much to show for it. What he says is reasonable enough when you weigh the X-Men's losses to their successes, but that isn't what makes this issue most interesting. What is interesting is that this issue shows you how engaging Uncanny X-Men can be. Anyone can say anyone is right, but does it make that person 100% right? Not at all. There's a lot more to this than just being right, and that seems to be something which will be addressed as Magneto makes his re-entry into Uncanny X-Men. That is in the end of the thing. So the last will and testament of Charles Xavier has been moving too slowly and has spent too much time focused on the all-consuming danger of Xavier's dirty little secret. Matthew Malloy, this is the first issue to explore why readers should really care about this new character and what he represents for the franchise. Needless to say, it marks a major improvement for the arc. Cyclops' speech to Matthew is powerful stuff, and the way Bendis calls back to various key moments in the X-Men history only enhances the impact. This issue also features some of Chris Anka's strongest artwork to date. It has a very stark emotional quality, and Anka is able to channel the styles of numerous other artists along the way. It is annoying how this arc constantly bounces between Anka and Chris Bacalo's wildly opposing art styles, but at this point it's par for the course with this book. So if we go straight to the spoilers, heavy spoilers, is the issue start with Cyclops and Magic taking with them Matthew for a ride while the S.H.I.E.L.D. people emerge from the wreckage of their helicarrier, helplessly watching them disappear. Mario is out of idea on how to stop the both of them now that they are gone. Yes, that is it. And so get back to the next point. Back in JGS, Beast appears profoundly affected by the indifference of every single government and world powers in 616, let alone every other super teams he could think of. Scott Summers was right. More bad news for him when he learns from Aurora that said Summers took off with Matthew Malloy, Lord knows where. Beast 2 admit being out of idea this time about how to deal with the situation without further destruction and death. Cyclops and MM are both atop a mountain alone. First odd remark of Scott while talking of experiencing the world when you are and no mutants. All of this is ours because we have the power to make it ours. The location also has the advantage to be isolated from civilian populations. Hikers notwithstanding, Cyclops offers Malloy the opportunity to read his mind. We see a flashback of Scott meeting Xavier in his orphanage and how he is grateful for his help. The man gave him a purpose, a family with the X-Men, and basically saved his life. As memories succeed, we see various iterations of the X-Men. 05 Anna Tess always there to uphold the message of Xavier, fight for the ideal of mutants and humans, that is, for example, sapiens, to live together in harmony. That is pretty much cool, and that is the great thing. The humans still hated mutants despite said efforts. That is not good. Cyclops and Magic have absconded with Matthew Malloy. And as always, all new X-Men issue 1, many myself included have referred to Scott's revolutionaries as the new brotherhood of evil mutants. Cyclops' revolution has been notoriously vague ever since it began, but it's starting to come together in more ways than one. Indeed, while this represents Scott's biggest step towards open rebellion, it may be even more important for the opportunity to hear Cyclops' philosophy firsthand. I expect that this will be a somewhat divisive issue among hardcore X fans. We have been piecing together the clues to Scott's philosophy for so long that it's only natural that having it finally and forcefully laid out like this could clash with what some have theorized. That's it. So go to the spoilers again. As memory succeed, we see various iterations. I've already told that if Xavier was right, the world would be better. The humans would trust mutants, but it's not the case. When Malloy asks Scott what to do about that, he tells him they have to rise up. Yes, that's it. And when he asked him to do what, the answer is to take our place angrily. Then Scott goes on basically to do a speech light version of Genesis Axis 6 own speech. Malloy is confused about what Scott wants from him and what he wants to take. Scott tries to calm him down, but it's too late. Malloy is freaked out and is about to lose control again. That is really kind of horrifying. Apocalypse, Jean Grey, Onslaught, Franklin Richards, Madeline Pryor, David Hiller, Magneto, Wanda Maximoff, Scott Summers, all cautionary tales about power-consuming people. Malloy can avoid such fates though. So, and now even though Magneto makes his appearance, it was not as big as you might think. That doesn't mean you shouldn't be excited, because you should, though most made it seem like there was more that he would have to do with this very issue. Even with that said, you will left wondering where we are with Magneto at this point. Is there any change with his powers? Does he have the mutant growth hormone or kind of that? Does he have the strength to take on either Scott or Matthew? The one problem that you can spot, which not all will notice, is that when Matthew goes through Scott's memories, Legion is there. The same Legion who no one is supposed to remember ever existed right now. Yes, he is important to making a statement about power gone wrong, though for the sake of continuity the guy is gone. Anka does a great job of bringing out how dire this situation is. So this is the Magneto entrance scene, sorry, not issue, just what I've told before. So here it is, and to be continued again. Hope you guys are enjoying, and how many of you guys following the Uncanny X-Men, the series on my channel. Hope you guys will like it. Thanks for watching. Go to the store and buy the comics, and yes, support the creators.